Hi there. Welcome to the live stream. So glad to have you here. I'm Cami Hoyza, and we're here to talk about smart social mastery. I'm so excited to be giving you this pathway. Basically, we've been teaching our students for the last year and a half about how to take your business from where it is now to being very visible. So I'm excited to talk to you today because, here's the thing. You likely know some of the things that you need to do to become more visible online, but this series I'm about to talk to you about lays it all out for you as a simple path. So you don't miss one step. And I'm going to lay it all out for you today. I am going to offer you at the end the ability to join our Smart Social Mastery group, our community. It's such an amazing community. We've had such growth from all of the members there. And so I'd love for you to be a part of that, but you don't have to. I just want to make sure you have all of the steps that you have to think about before you go. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, cool. So I'm going to bring up my screen here for you, and I'm going to just launch right in. By the way, if you have any questions or you have any comments, please go ahead and leave them in the comment box. I am watching them, so I would love to talk to you. So let me know if you're here. Let me know what you're doing. So what I always like to ask people is, what is your business, and why do you want to use social media to grow your visibility? So if you can answer those two questions in the comments, I would love that to see what you have to say. Cool. So that being said, I'm just going to start right in. So number one is obviously the ability to decide how you're going to come about it. So how to travel the pathway to mastery. So are you a solopreneur, like a consultant or a coach or something like that? Do you have partners or contractors in your business? Or do you have a dream team? Or are you building a dream team? A, B, or C. Those are the three ways that you can go through this as far as looking for how you're going to get yourself visible online. So obviously, if you're all by yourself, if you're doing it by yourself, it's going to have to be a lot more simple and kind of streamlined in order for you to make sure you do that. If you have partners or contractors, those people can help you to put together all of your content, that kind of stuff. But you're going to be doing the bulk, right? They would just be helping you along. For example, I hired somebody to help me with early on in my career. I hired somebody to help me with my funnel for my free gifts and things like that for building my online visibility. Or are you building or have a dream team? I'm really lucky at this point. I have a dream team, but at first I did not. I did not at first have a dream team. So I would love to know, if you're here, like, which one of those are you? Are you that solopreneur, that scrappy, consultant or coach, and you're doing it all yourself and you're a little bit overwhelmed with what it takes to put together a visibility platform for yourself? Or are you somebody that is willing to hire out contractors here or there? By the way, you can use Fiverr or Upwork or anything like that too to kind of supplement your work. So that would be maybe what you're doing. It took me a while to have a team where I'm paying them full time and all that, but at first I did just hire contractors when needed for specific jobs. And then the last one is dream team. So think about that as we're going through this, and I talk to you about each of the steps and what it takes. And then at the end, we'll talk a little bit about where you're at and what you want to do. So I'm going to check comments here real quick. I am watching comments, so definitely leave your comment. I'd love to hear from you today. And I want this to be interactive if we can. So here's the first thing. Why aren't you doing all the things? Why aren't you doing the social media posts and the blog posts and podcast episodes? And maybe you are doing some of the things, but why? Here's a couple of the reasons I hear often from our students in Smart Social Mastery. The fear of being judged by your peers, the lack of time or processes to get things done. What about lack of consistency? I've heard that a lot. Like, I know exactly what I need to do. I'm just not very consistent at it. Number 4 is always in learning mode. Here, I heard this yesterday. Somebody told me, I'm signing up for all these classes and I'm learning all these things, and I'm just not putting it into practice. So what about that? Are you always in learning mode but never in doing mode? You have no help. You have no money. That obviously is a barrier for some, and client work crowds it out. So if you are a consultant, you will know that client work will often, crowd out everything in favor of that client, right? So, that's where the money is coming from. And so you want to do that, but I'll talk to you why that's a counterintuitive here in a minute. And then what else? Is there something else that's keeping you from doing all the things? Put it in the comments if you want to. I would love to hear if these do not hit your pain point there. What is it that's keeping you from becoming a consistent online communicator and content creator? Let me know in the comments. Cool. So if a little bit about me, just so you know who I am. Some of you may be like, who's this person? So my name is Cami Hoyza. I'm the founder of Zoetica Media. I've also am the founder of Smart Social Mastery, which is a program for coaches and consultants who want to be visible and grow their thought leadership. And so I help them do that. And I also run the agency Zoetica, which is my agency that serves large to mid-sized to large clients with their social media strategy, content creation, content marketing, that kind of stuff. So we have a client list as well. And then also, I am the co founder of the Social Media Breakfast of Houston, which is in its 14th year. Unbelievable that it is, but we have been doing social media education for all of this time. And so that is what I'm here today to share with you. Yes, I've been on a lot of media outlets. I talk about this all over the place. There you go. So the pathway to mastery, these are the steps that I think that you need to take in order to have a really solid, consistent online platform. And the reason I picked these 6 steps is because a few years ago, I sat down and thought to myself, how did I get here? Like, how did I do what I did? Because I do a lot of this stuff intuitively or have done it intuitively over the years. And also a lot of working with coaches and blood, sweat, and tears and all of the things. And so, I've been doing social media for 15, 16 years now. Gosh, last year was 15. We're in 2023 for 16 years. So pretty much as long as social media has been a thing, I have been practicing in it. Before that, I mostly did only public relations. So I come from that background. So these things are the things that I sat down and I wrote out the entire pathway that I took to get to where I am today with my agency. And these are the steps that I kind of settled on. So number 1 was really the explorer, and I'll go through all of these. Step 2 is the connector. Step 3 is the architect. Step 4 is the creator. Step 5 is the attractor. And step 6 is the innovator, which that is where I want you to be, is in step 6. I want you to be an innovator in your field. All right. So I'm going to go each one of these and explain what they mean and what you would need to do in order to make this work for you. So yeah, I'm giving you everything. I'm opening the kimono, if you will, and letting you know everything that I teach, and also helping you to think about what your steps might be. Okay. So definitely apply this to you and your business. That's the key. Step 1 is explorer. So that's gaining an understanding of the unique qualities. I'm going to make this bigger so you can see it, because that's it's a lot of text. Gaining an understanding of the unique qualities that differentiate your services in the market, establishing your objectives, and structuring your existing content. So that would be the explorer side of things. That's what we do in step 1 inside of the mastery course. Step 2 is understanding your clients at a much deeper level so that you can serve them better and create what I call a sustainable outreach plan, because that's the thing. We don't have all the time in the world, especially if you're running a business. It's going to be very hard for you to do all of these things. So I have I've systemized it in such a way that makes it really, really, really easy, like about 20 minutes a day, roughly. That really keeps you in front and center of mind. Oh, cool. So number 4 is launching and optimizing your visibility content machine. That is so important. You learn how to consistently create strategic content, not just throw something up for fun, and do this with ease, and how to stretch your content and make it last. So how to repurpose it and reuse it and all of those things. Step 5 is attractor. And that's really when you start to consistently attract your dream clients, generate stable revenue, and, like bye feast and famine. That's one of the things that I think is really hard for most consultants and coaches, is that, there's like sometimes things are really good and sometimes they aren't. So you'll be so busy sometimes that you can't even, stop to think, but then a big client will move on because they bring it in house or they do something like that. And then you're just left holding the bag like, oh, well, I haven't really been working on my business side to draw more clients in because I was so busy with you, big client, So this has happened like to me many times. And I'm sure it'll happen again. So the point is, are you ready for that? Are you ready for that moment? So it doesn't take you months and months to build up to that visibility step. So there you are. And then step 6 is innovate. And that's really scaling your business to the next level. Learning how to make those small tweaks that you can make with your business. I call them pivots that you do on a regular basis. So you would like schedule these in. So we're going to be doing some of this pivoting workshop stuff in December in Smart Social Mastery, but really just taking everything you have and evaluating it. Like, where are we at with this? Do I need to make some small tweaks to it? Do I need to change things? Yeah. So you want to do that regularly so that you're not doing it on the fly. Okay, cool. So those are the 6 steps of the success path. And again, like I'm going to go a little deeper. So inside of Smart Social Mastery, we go through all of these steps. I have processes, templates, forms. I mean, I have the tools and everything else inside the program, but you can do it yourself too. It's just a little bit harder. You've got to make sure that you're staying on top of things and you have it on your calendar. But these are the things that we do. So number 1 is nailing down your superpower. What makes you special? I would love to know in the chat if you know, like, what are you known for? What do people know you for? I would love to know in the chat because that is what you want to do. Is you want to create content and everything around that superpower so that people are clear about what you are here to serve people for. So you can ask, what are you great at? What do people say that you're great at? What do you feel like people come to you for advice on? Those are the questions we would ask to get to your superpower. Vision and goals, like writing a really clear vision letter. I actually just rewrote mine this morning before I came here. I did it on Otter AI. I just spoke it into my Otter AI, and I'm going to put it up and email it to myself and delay it so that I get it a year from now. But the idea is to really think about your goals in terms of a letter that you write to yourself from the future. So it's a really unusual way of doing it. So we do this inside of our program. But what's great about it is it gets you into your future. It gets you into the vision of where you're trying to go. So that's vision and goals. And then number 3 is create what I call an asset archive. You create a lot more content than you think you do, and you need to keep track of it. So we have an archive system that we teach you just using Google Docs and Google Sheets. But the bottom line is you need to be keeping track of your content because you can reuse it in the future or remake it in such a way. So yeah, keeping track of it's really important. And so that asset archive is great. And especially when you're starting, in this process, it'll really help you to have that content you already have done because a lot of it can be broken up into pieces. Like maybe you did an article about 5 things you need to do this, or, a really long, drawn out thing. And you can just take each piece and then do a piece of content there. So that's the repurposing piece, but it helps us to have that asset archive. So that's explore. I'm not going to try to spend too much on each one, but if you have questions, let me know in the chat. So step 2 is connector. And this, I think, is the most critical thing that you can do as you're building your online platform. And part of this is really just about you connecting with other people, because before you just start spewing out content everywhere, although you can do it at the same time, you can start putting content out, but you also have to be building those relationships with people so that content is received. So you want to finalize your dream client worksheet, which is really talking about your dream clients, who they are, who they need to be. I kind of work with you on narrowing that down a little bit because it will help you to find them. And with AI as it is right now, you can actually use AI to help you narrow that down and find more information about those clients. So interesting stuff that we're doing around that too, teaching the AI side of things and how to use it responsibly inside of your business. So I think that's something that you might want to consider. And then developing your champions worksheet. And that's really the people that support you, the influencers, the people that you want to share their content. Those people, you need to have a deliberative way of keeping in touch with them. My friend Russ Hedge, who does a lot of live streams here, he's great at this. He uses actually text. He sends out a text. I get one that pops up about once every month or so. I hear from Russ Hedge. And you know what? it keeps me him at top of mind for me when I see his things or I see him around. I want to help him. I want to connect with him. He's consistently keeping in touch with me. Anyway, shout out to Russ Hedge. Really good job. And then you want to specify the characteristics of your dream client and their problems in something I call the word vault. And here's the funny thing: if you use people's language that they use, they're more likely to listen to you because they connect with you on that level. So, again, keeping track of that language and using it in your content, in your ads, and anything that you're doing is really, really important. I have a lot of examples of that and how I've done that over the years. I sold out an entire conference for Microsoft doing that once, that they couldn't get anybody to come to because they were using like corporate speak for their advertising, and people just didn't see themselves in it. They were trying to draw small business entrepreneurs. So we changed that language based on what the people were looking to get out of the conference, which I did a little research, easy stuff. I can explain it inside the program, but that really made a huge difference. It sold the thing out. Okay, and then the Authority Accelerator, we just were working on this over the last couple of weeks. I've had a couple of instant authority workshops. They've been great. If you were there, yeah, shout out to you. You guys are amazing. They people that came put together 90 days worth of content for the rest of the year. They have their plan. And part of that is what I call the Authority Accelerator, or in the past, I've called the 2x2 Magic Connect method. But basically, this is just reaching out very deliberately every day for 20 minutes, like spending 20 minutes on your social media platform of choice and interacting with people very deliberately. So yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but it's just setting your timer, doing 20 minutes a day where you're interacting with the people that you need to interact with. Really, really important. Cool. So that's connector. Then step three. Ooh, I just skipped to that. So you can see creators number four. So it's coming up. Don't worry. So step number three is the architect. I'm going to pull this up so you can really see it for a minute. You want to find your dream client's favorite social media channel with the client compass method. And all this is just looking at where your dream client might be hanging out. And then we have a whole section on building your social media visibility hive and platform. So this is really important because your hive is it's consisting of social media platforms, but it also has at the basis like your platform. What kind of website do you have? Are you doing a podcast? Is your main hive located? And then everything else around it is kind of like your satellite, pieces. So we talk about that a little bit, and then we create your brand voice. We help you to come up with the brand voice that makes sense for you and for what you're doing. So this is exactly what we do. And then creator, I keep trying to go past that. Stage four is creator. And that is really where the rubber hits the road, where we put together a cornerstone content generator is what I have for the group. And it helps you to get that content ready to go, put into a calendar and scheduled, and creating that content. And we also have actually weekly co-working sessions where you can come and set an hour timer and get this stuff done. So by the way, for Smart Social Mastery, which I'm talking about, I'm basically giving you the entire outline of the program, and also what, if you want to take notes, what you need to do. What we love about this particular program is it's not about learning a bunch of new stuff. It's about getting stuff done, which unfortunately is just something that is one of the biggest, I think, problems that we have as consultants and coaches, is just finding that inspiration, finding the time, finding the motivation, and sometimes to get it done. So what's great is you're with a group of your peers who are kind of on the same mission. So we all get it done together. So I even sit there and do my stuff during that time. So we work. So that's how we do that. And there's a sort of a quarterly plan where you put together your next quarter's content and what you're going to be talking about. Then monthly, you set aside some time to batch create that content, which we have some AI prompts and stuff that we use, and we're teaching about that. And then you batch that content for you to prepare your scripts or your cornerstone content, as I call it, for at least 4 pieces per month. So my recommendation is that you create one original piece of content a week. And then that piece of content becomes the basis for everything else. And some people can only get to one original piece every other week. It's fine. You just have to have a cadence and stick to that cadence. That's the key. I come here once a week on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Central Time, and I do a live stream on a topic, usually around one of these things that I'm talking to you today. I'll go deeper on creator, I'll go deeper on any of these topics. And that's what I do once a week right here. So yeah, I mean, it's great because you can actually go back and listen to all that, but you also have to set aside time to get the things done. So that's the key. And then so monthly you do that, and then weekly you're going to need about 1 to 5 hours where you're repurposing your content, you're connecting with others, you're sharing other people's content. You're doing that. And I call it about 20 minutes a day. If you just set a timer and do 20 minutes a day, that's really, really helpful. Not to get lost in the weeds, especially. Okay, good. So next is the attractor stage. So once you've done all this work, you should be able to start easily and effortlessly attracting people to your business, where people call you and ask you if they can talk to you about how you can help them. It's really, really powerful when you get to this point. And, one of the things you might want to do to put it on steroids is to create a funnel. And for years, I did not have one of these funnels. I have several now, but back in the day, I would give and give and give and talk and talk and talk and have really great interactions with people, but I really didn't have a set way for people to start working with me besides getting on a phone call with me and working through it that way, which was great. But as you grow your business, you will outgrow that very fast because you are only one person and you can only take so many phone calls in a week. When I get those pitches from the sales guys, the ones who, say, I'll go out and get you 10 to 15 new leads per week. I just would rather tear my eyes out than deal with, 15 phone calls a week, trying to solicit business. So, that's just where I'm at because I'm a consultant and a coach for bigger businesses. So we can only take so many on, right? And so, yeah, I mean, again, I want 2 or 3 more maybe, but not 12 or 15. So you've got to know your customer, your dream client, and approach them correctly, which we've gotten to at this point. So you want to put together a customer journey funnel for your ideal customer. Like what are their needs? What are they staying up at night? I'm not staying up at night wondering how I'm going to get 15 leads this week. I'm staying up at night wondering how I'm going to balance my portfolio, like maybe have a couple of smaller clients that balance out the bigger ones so that if the bigger one ever collapsed, I'd have something to fall back on. So those are the kinds of things that say I'm staying up at night about if you're taking notes. But the issue is like, you need to know that at an intimate level. And how do you do that? Well, again, we just went through this whole connect stage way back in step 2. That's how you've spent a lot of time talking, reading, looking at your client's work, and that really should inform your content. Does that make sense? Hopefully that does for those of you who are out there. And then stage 5 is attractor. And this is the final stage where you refine or build your customer journey funnel for your dream clients. You do that. You also attract more people with valuable quick win content and resources. So if you do not have a quick win type of thing, I've got the 2x2 Magic Connect. That's one of my lead magnets, if you want to call it that, but also just ways for me to add value to the community. So you know what it's like to work with me. So that's really why you want to do that. You want to give them a taste of what it's like to be in your presence and work with you. If you're an agency, I've seen agencies put together, how do you know you need to hire an agency? The 10 top reasons. I've seen that as a lead magnet and it went really well. What a better way to get clients to look at you and talk to you than to define the category. Like what should you be looking for? What are the steps you should take? And that gets people ready, by the way, to work with you. Number 3 was crafting a irresistible no-brainer offer. So I'm about to show you my no-brainer offer, and you can tell me, did I create an irresistible no-brainer offer? Let's see. I'm going to give you an example of what that is. So I'm going to make myself a bit smaller so you can see. Again, these are the 6 stages. We're all the way through innovator. And let me just say about the innovator stage. So at the 6th stage, this is where you're going to be evaluating your progress. You're going to track your KPIs, which is your key performance indicators. And you do that about quarterly just to see if things are moving in the right direction. You're going to review your vision letter. that you created, like the one I did today, and you're going to run through your pivoting framework and complete your dream team plan. So the thing about having a plan for a dream team, let's just say you're a solopreneur and you're like, yeah, I'm probably never going to hire anybody. That's fine. We still are going to create your dream team plan because promise you, you are going to want to use some contractors now and again for different kinds of projects to make sure that you can do them. So, something on the technical side, or hey, get yourself a CPA. If you haven't done that yet and you have a business, that is the number one hire that I would recommend for you. Go hire yourself a CPA, and get them to do your taxes every year. It's one of the first things I did when I started my business, and I'm so grateful every single time. I'm so grateful because they've saved me so many times. And then I also have a bookkeeper, and I got a virtual assistant, and then I added to that a person to help me with some of our client work and part-time. That's Tracy Shannon. Hi, Tracy. And Tracy came on board to help us with that. And then I had somebody come on a little bit more than that to work with a huge client, Sandra Fernandez. Hi. And then we moved on from there. And now I have a full-time person. Tori is awesome. And I've had several others in that position over the years. So really, really cool to have that happen. But, you have to have a plan. And so here are the 6 steps. Again, the explorer, which is where you're going to find out who you are. The connector is where you're going to find out where your audience is. Step 3 is the architect, where you're going to build something so that they will come. Build it and they will come, but only if it's strategic. Number 3 is the creator. You're going to create that content that is absolutely knocks people's socks off because it's exactly what they need and it's super valuable. And then the attractor, you're going to create a way for them to work with you. You're going to fine tune the one you have, or you're going to create one from scratch. And then the innovator, you're going to scale up, you're going to make small tweaks to get better and better and better as you go. Cool. So that is the entire program, guys. That is the whole thing. So I'm going to now tell you a little bit about it if you're interested in being a part of this community. And so here you go. So Smart Social Mastery is at smartsocialmastery.com. And this is kind of what the sales page looks like. So if you go over there, you'll see this on top, me like looking really surprised with my cell phone, and you taking off like a rocket. So really it's about building the visibility you need to grow your authority in your business. It's more than personal branding, because it's really more about how you connect your personal brand with your business. And I think that's really one of the things that differentiates it from just pure personal branding. So there you go. So that's what it looks like on the page, and a little bit about it. So you're going to say, what does it cost? Well, here it is. It's $97 a month, and you connect with your peers there. You get your support, you get progress, you get processes that I've spent years honing. You get things done. You absolutely get things done in this program. It's created by a consultant just like you, for a consultant, and a coach. Coach just too. I'm also a coach. By the way, I just looked this up because I was really interested. Like, people tell me sometimes, oh, this is way too expensive for me or whatever, even though I can tell you there's many other programs that are so much more expensive. I was very, very careful to keep it under $100 a month. The cost of a dinner for 2 in the US, and the average is $131. And I think in um in Texas where I'm at, I think I saw San Antonio was on it was even more there. So I don't know how much it costs you to go out to dinner, even if it costs 60, 70, $80. It's very, very expensive to go out to dinner, I guess. But, most of us manage to do it once a month or so. So yeah, that's number one. So the cost of a dinner is that. So think about that. What is your business worth? Is your business worth the cost of a dinner for 2 every month? Is it? Because I think you need to date your business, if you want to put it that way. You need to feed your business. You need to feed it what it needs. So I thought about this a lot. And, because you're here today, I also decided that I'm going to give you a 25% discount. So it is not $97. I am going to give this for $72.75 a month. With this code, SSM Early Bird, it's 25% off. I have the code in the description of this video. And if you don't see it, just DM me and I'll send it to you again. But you can just go to smartsocialmastery.com, write down the code, which is SSM Early Bird, all capitals, okay? And go there. And there at the very, very bottom of the page, it has a place like a little drop down arrow where you can add a code and it will automatically, correct it for you. So for 72.75 a month, which is basically dinner, you get like 4 coaching sessions. I'll go into all what you get. Let's do that. You get the Pathway to Mastery course, which is really, I don't see anybody selling a course anymore for less than $1,000. I don't. In fact, I see them for more. I just bought one the other day for 1,700 that I keep involved with because it's part of what I do here. The processes and worksheet shortcuts. That's all these shortcuts that I've put together, guys. I mean, literally, that shortcuts your time to put stuff together by hours and hours and hours. I think that's worth about $1,500. It's probably worth more, but I just don't want to be crazy. Again, the weekly community accountability calls, we are there for you every single week to go over what's going on with you, what's going on with your business, where you're at on the pathway to mastery, what you're doing, and we help you get on track. Your weekly co-working calls, that's where you can come and get stuff done for an entire hour where we just all get stuff done and hold each other accountable. The quarterly authority blueprint workshop, which is what we just did with Instant Authority, but we do it internally to our group so that you guys get that every quarter so that you get your content done for the next quarter. That's why we do it. And then the monthly mastermind and feedback, really that's kind of invaluable, but like I would value that at about $300 because both me and my team are there. Me and Tracy are there to help you. So like, even if you do my hourly rate and her hourly rate, it comes up to more than that. So there you are. And then the Facebook group, which we have to remind you about things coming up, let you know, you can ask questions. That's $125. So if you like from billable hours, I would bill this easily to a client. I would say, hey, it's going to be about $3,200, $3,300. Easy. But no, there's more. But wait, there's more. There's more. So I was thinking about how can I make this a no-brainer, irresistible offer? Well, Tori and I were talking about this yesterday or day before, and we have a couple of things here for you. Number one is the Quick Start Week, which is in about a week. The 25th? Yeah, about a week away. That's next week. We're going to start a Quick Start Week where I'm going to give you step-by-step instructions to get started very quickly with the program so that you get amazing results. So I've gone through the entire list of things and I've picked out 7 things that I think that you need to get done. And we're going to start putting together a really quick motivational video for you that you can watch and it'll tell you how to do it and it'll get you on track. So you can spread that out over a couple of weeks, but we're going to start it next week. And then the LinkedIn profile review and banner design. This isn't even on the website. This is what we added yesterday. So Tori's a great graphic designer, are going to look at your LinkedIn banner and we're going to give you and your whole LinkedIn page, and we're going to give you some advice or some, things that we think that you could do on that page to just tweak it to make it slightly better. And we are also going to design your banner for you, the one across the top, if you need that done, or give you some steps on, if you're a designer yourself, give you some ideas for what we think you could do to change that. And then number 3, you get a one-on-one 1 hour with me. So that's $125 value. And I would love that to happen, but you have to sign up before Monday. It's just coming and that's it. And then we're going to close it. And I probably won't open it again until, I don't know, maybe I'll do something in November, December. Maybe not though. I haven't decided yet because we have gift of guidance for the social media breakfast coming up. And that takes up a lot of our time. So I may not open this again until next year. So if you're a savings kind of gal or guy, here's what you save because of what I'm giving you here. The 25% off saves you $291 a year. It also, I have a different payment methods you can do. You can do every 6 months pay and you save then $369 if you do it that way. Or you can pay just annually. If you have the money and you have it, it's good. Hey, I want to do this. Great. Your savings for that is $436. So if you pay for a whole year in advance, you're really saving a lot of money. Again, if you're a saver like I am, I usually do that. But again, that's how that works. So feed your business, guys. Feed your business. It's so important that you feed your business. Here's the guy at the table with his business, feeding it. I did this in Midjourney. I did this photo in Midjourney. So here's your invitation to join. I hope you do. I hope you think about coming to join us. If you have questions, I mean, obviously this is like the internet, right? So if you have questions, just DM me. I'm happy to jump on a call with you, talk to you about this. No pressure. I really only want people in this group who really want to be there. I've already told a few people, no, I don't think this is for you. Believe me, I already have. So I really think it's important. There's a 30-day guarantee for money back if you really just are like, I hate this. This is not what I want to do. There's also a secure SSL and encryption on the site, so your credit card is safe. I have it set up so you can pay through PayPal or you can pay through Stripe. There's a bunch of different ways. I think through the Stripe integration, you can even pay with Venmo. I don't know. You can pay any way you want. On the PayPal side, this is how I pay for a lot of my courses. You can pay with the Pay Now pay or buy now, pay later. So if you want to get that big, huge savings, what's great about that is you can use the PayPal credit if you qualify for it, and you can pay over 6 months, monthly installments to PayPal, but like it's done. So you get that big discount. So that's another way to think about it too. That's available for you as well. So anyway, I love it. I really would love to have you with us. I hope you think about it, and you may be watching this play because I'm going to send this out to my list. But again, I'd love to have you. So please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The gift of guidance is coming up too for social media breakfast. So if you're here in Houston, let me know about that because I'd love to have you be help us with that. We're opening up everything for nonprofits and also for volunteers for that event. And there's just a lot going on in my world, and I want you to be part of it. So come on in. The water's fine. And again, DM me. I am not scary. I am not going to force you into anything. If you're just like, is this really for me? Is this not for me? Let me know. I would love to help you out. So that's it for today. Thank you so much. It was great, great, great to see you. Take care. Bye.